This episode of The Horror Show is brought to you by Primal Rage Bigfoot Reborn in movie theaters now. It's in a lot of the premium theaters like AMC and Cinemark. Anyone that does those Fathom events, it's really cool. Check it out. Primal Rage Bigfoot Reborn. It's in theaters now. And of course, this episode is also brought to you by our amazing sponsors on Patreon. This week, Joshua Blount, Sam Sorensen, Chris Rios, Joseph Miller. Thank you all so much for the donations. We really appreciate it. This episode is good. It's a good episode. It is on a bad movie, as they usually are. We are doing Return of the Living Dead 2. I had such high hopes for this movie. I can't even begin to tell you that. Return of the Living Dead 2, it is not good. Not good at all. Next week, we've got a couple good movies, too. You'll hear about those, but we might audible a little bit again. And I'm sorry. I know a lot of you guys watched Mangler 2 and 3. Listen, it might be happening next week. No guarantees, but Paul's going to be on, I think, next week, which will be awesome. But if you have Paul on, you got to do a Manglers. I think you got to do it. So, and guys, life's been pretty hectic lately, but it's getting a little better. Hopefully it'll be better in the next few weeks. As the weeks go on, it'll get better and better. So that's it. That's all I've got, guys. So thank you so much, everyone, for all the reviews and stuff. And yeah, enjoy Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
Okay, I stopped paying attention in class. I was thinking about the adventures of Ash, about the misfortune of sitting kids at Crystal Lake. Became addicted straight away with the initial tape. God bless Betamax. VHS, holy like Amanda Kruger. I was introduced to genre flicks by Toby Hooper. I started craving more just like Larry the Looter. I collected VHS without commentary or bloopers. Store computers, magazines, a bunch of stores. Spent my money on movies and begged my mom for more. I'd watch the boys kill those Astro bastards 5 times a day or even more. I loved the gore. Lionel and Paquita combined their lonely hearts. I was hellbound, Cenobites tore my soul apart. I've seen them all, from Dracula to Vertigo. Listen up, welcome to The Horror Show with Sean and Joe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Horror Show. Show dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
This is the Z Morning Zoo. Return of the Living Dead Part 2. That rhymed. Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
Yeah.
Part 1. A five-star
yes.
fucking classic.
Agreed.
Fucking amazing. Well, then they thought, hey, well, let's make a sequel.
That they did, Sean.
And then they must have been like, do we have to make it good? And somebody was like, nah, just do whatever. Because that is what happens. That is absolutely.
They keep the gist of the first one. It honestly makes you appreciate the first one so much more because everything's exactly the same except there's like no substance behind anything.
That's what I was gonna say. This was directed by Ken Widerhorn, who also wrote it. So they ditched. So the first one, as we talked about when we did that episode, that was one of the writers of Night of the Living Dead. Him and George Romero split up. They were partners. They split up. George got the Day of the Dead's things. He got Night or Return of or of the Living. He got of the Living Dead, and George got like the time, the day and night shit, something like that. You fucking geeks can fucking cry about it all you want. So this one, not that guy. I forget his name.
Guy that made Shockwaves did this.
Yes, Ken Widerhorn. And he wrote this. 2. He did fucking Meatballs 2. Yes. This is him. And he wrote and directed it. So that's something.
It's just like the most vanilla bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not like offensively bad. It's just people going. It's not because
Well, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring that question up to you here in a minute because I don't think we're gonna have a ton to talk about with this movie because literally it's people walking from room to room,
that is exactly what it is.
being like, "Oh my god, there's zombies here."
So I'm saying we've seen movies where it's like this person shouldn't even be able to function in society if he thinks he can like make a movie like this. Like this guy, like this is just fine like background noise because there's nothing that like sticks out there. Like holy shit, this guy's never seen a movie in his life. This is just people walking.
Yeah, and the guy that I was talking about from The Living Dead, it's John Russo. I totally blanked on that name, but that's John Russo. This film
Has a young Bobby Briggs.
yeah, and a nice 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, well, that almost might be too high.
Man, this is just something else. And I do have a bunch of questions, like side questions that I took. How do you rate? This is the first one. How do you rate? You're a big rater.
I am.
You love rating shit.
I do.
You love it. Love it. How do you rate a sequel or a remake? Well, I guess a remake will be a lot different, but really a sequel. How do you rate a sequel? Because there's got to be some factors into that also play into the first one, right?
Yeah, I mean, it has to continue, like be a good continuation of the
it's a
story.
sequel?
Exactly. Like,
And that does not happen here.
no, I mean, take probably the best sequel ever in any movie, Godfather 2. It's
Okay.
just a continuation of part one. You're interested. You're already invested in the characters.
They're all back.
They're all back.
Gang's back.
And they're growing. It's like you're growing with them. It's the next chapter in their life.
You're getting to see a lot more of your favorite shit.
Exactly.
The shit you loved, you're getting more.
Exactly, but it's not a rehash.
No.
It's just a continuation.
It's really not that hard, I feel like. I feel like people really need to figure that out.
I feel that way as well.
That actually makes me hate a lot more sequels now because that's not a hard concept. Okay, we're going to take this story, we're going to take the characters and continue it,
It's like
but we're going to write a new story. We're just not going to do the same movie. We're just going to write another fucking story. Otherwise, we're not going to make it.
if you think of it like a book, like imagine reading a chapter and then the next chapter is just the next chapter or the first chapter again or just something completely different.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Like no one would enjoy that. Like
Yeah.
it just needs to progress.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. So, do you think it has to, I don't know. I guess it doesn't, I don't know. Are you generally more critical of a sequel, you think, because of that?
Not necessarily. Like I don't go into sequels looking to hate them.
Yeah.
And like even though I'm saying it needs to progress, like Dawn of the Dead is a sequel. It doesn't have the same characters.
That's a good point.
But it takes the idea and progresses it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
takes me ahead.
that's a way to look at it too. Is you're creating an anthology of a story,
Yeah.
same universe.
Yeah. And that one, I personally like Dawn better than the original because he took everything I loved about the original and just like turned it up.
Turned it up, yeah.
Did more with it.
and just did different. Yeah. I'm starting to hate a lot of sequels right now because these concepts aren't fucking hard. It's really like just come up with a good movie.
I'm actually trying to rack my brain for a sequel I really enjoy, like a part 2 I really enjoy. I know there's like 1,000. Oh, well, no, I can't even use that one. Never mind.
Search best sequels.
Yeah, I'll cut this out so people don't know we're searching.
All right, so you got Aliens.
Okay. It, again, progresses the story of Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
They're back.
Terminator 2.
Again. The John Connor saga.
Superman 2.
Wow.
All right. Fair enough.
No, I do like Superman too.
Batman Returns.
I hate Batman Returns.
Lethal Weapon 2. You want to talk about rehashing some shit. Lethal Weapon was the same thing every year, and then they added Joe
They
Pesci.
added Joe Pesci. And then for part
Just to be
4,
annoying.
they're like, who is louder, more high-pitched than Joe Pesci? So they put in Chris Rock.
Holy shit. That is the best. That is the funniest shit. Yeah, that is it. They're like, all right, Pesci doesn't want to do it. Let's find somebody that's a bigger fucking nightmare than that guy. What else is there? There's a lot of sequels out there. You also, yeah, it's fucking weird. Die Hard 2, your favorite, one of your favorite movies, Die Hard.
I hate Die Hard too.
Oh.
I'm not a fan.
Oh, and why is that?
It's too campy.
So they turned it up and you were like, nah.
They turn it up too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was a dark first movie. It's grim.
No, the first one's like a legit story.
Yeah, it's grim. Very grim.
2 is him like hitting the eject button on airplanes, flying out of it.
Dude,
I hate part 2.
What was the one with Sam Jackson?
3. That one's fine.
You like that one?
It's all right. It's fine.
That one was fucking crazy. That was like insane. That was fucking crazy. Remember Speed, the movie?
Of course.
I love that movie.
Yeah. Why would I not remember that? It's a huge movie.
I don't know. Oh, shit. All right. So
Imagine I just like forgot, like lived in a world where I forgot the speed didn't exist.
holy shit.
It's like 51st dates with speed.
Oh, my God. You just keep forgetting.
Just keep
Every day
forgetting.
you
Every
wake
day you
up,
have to remind me that speed
and
exists.
dude, that might be a great world to live in. Rediscovering speed every day.
Honestly, that is a great movie.
Yeah.
What a
Because
life.
you'd be like, oh my God, this is brilliant.
Awesome.
This movie's fucking incredible. Why isn't anyone talking about this movie? All right, so this movie, it's a sequel, direct sequel. At the beginning, we get a narration that makes no sense to me. Just fucking rambling bullshit. Now, the first one ends with a nuclear strike, correct?
On that town, yes.
On that town.
Yeah.
All right. Just making sure. Well,
But then it goes, the toxin goes into the clouds.
and it rains again.
It rains again.
That's the ending of it. It's like, oh shit,
Like
it's spread
it's
everywhere.
going to happen again.
Well, that's not the case. Anyway.
That is not the case.
Now, we literally, well, first of all, he recaps the entire first movie for us.
Yep.
Want to kill yourself. But they say all the trioxin, 2,4,5 trioxin is the chemical.
Yes.
And it's all been destroyed. Except these barrels that are sitting on this car with an army guy who's fucking sparking it up while driving.
So careless.
Which also doesn't even, that could have just been a normal driver because it's not his fault that the barrels fall out. He hits a bump and a barrel falls out.
Which, if this is like the last of this toxin, which is like unknown to unlike anything else known to man,
To just carry on the back of a fucking pickup
it
truck
should not be able to just fall.
with one fucking strap.
It should not be able to just
One
fall over the
strap.
side.
It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. And also, it's the beginning of the last fucking movie. Return of the Living Dead opens with these chemicals that everyone was like, what the fuck are these?
Right, but at least those were like stored in.
Well, yeah.
Place.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
These are falling off a
But they
truck
were
into a
stored in
river.
a fucking...
Well, in like a what was it? A mortuary?
Dude, I don't know what that building is. I couldn't remember.
Because there's the dead
There's
butterflies.
dead animals everywhere. I think it might be medical supply. Maybe.
Might be.
I don't know, dude. But I was like about to write that note and I was like, what the fuck building was that? There's some dogs cut in half and shit. I think
Yeah.
it is medical supplies. Or
I think you're
something.
right. Like bottles of formaldehyde.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
just weird shit. But I was like, what the fuck is that build? I couldn't remember. Like, I was like, why are they there?
I don't know
What
what it is.
what products do they have there? But they had these things. And yeah, it's just this fucking terrible thing. So they lose barrels into a lake, which will then somehow end up in a fucking sewer drain somewhere, fucking California. But that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm already fucking pissed because I'm like, are we redoing this fucking movie? And I mean, it is the same barrels as the first one. The same fucking barrels.
Right.
And they'll become even more the same barrels in 2 minutes when we see that there's a fucking zombie in them. Just like the first
Just like the first one.
Like they couldn't even just be like,
Except,
hey,
this one looks like shit.
dude,
These
all the
zombies
zombies look
terrible.
like dog shit.
Why?
Because they're like cartoons painted on people's
The
faces.
first movie, the zombies look great. These are turds.
Everything about this movie is fucking terrible. And they're all wearing gigantic wigs.
Yeah.
Every zombie has hair.
And
that
Doug
stands like
Benson's a zombie.
What?
Doug Benson is one of them.
No.
Yeah.
Real Doug Benson?
Real Doug Benson. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is he the Rod Stewart one that shows up in every scene?
No, he's in the scene where they're at the hospital and he like walks. He honestly looks exactly the same.
Did you
He's
notice
just
him?
like, actually, I'm sure. You can
How
find it.
old is he in that then?
He's got to be pretty young.
Yeah, because is he older? Is he an older dude?
He's 50.
Wow, are you serious? He's 50 and just getting high?
Yeah.
Just getting high and going town to town, getting high with people, strangers.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I guess that's admirable. Admirable profession.
Doug Benson return.
I can't believe that, dude. That's fucking crazy. Are you serious? That's fucking crazy, dude. Why do you think he's called Special Zombie?
He's an asshole.
Brian! That's the worst voice I've ever heard.
I can't believe his acting career never took off.
Yeah, me either. Like, even all you have to do is be a zombie. He fucking stunk at it.
He did stick at it.
Brian!
He was born in 1962. How old does that make him? He's 50. He's 55. Get the fuck out of here.
He's almost 60.
He's a grandpa.
Going town to town and getting high with strangers. Dude, I've listened to the show and he's like people just offer him weed and he's like, okay.
Not back. Yeah.
I don't even know, man. That kind of derailed the show. Like, I've got nothing else to say. That's fucking crazy.
Shittiest zombie ever.
All right. So they've recapped the first movie for us. And we open up to this town that reminded me a lot of Poltergeist. It was like a new housing development in California. Very much the look of Poltergeist. And we meet this kid. Never caught his name.
Jesse.
That's stupid. I literally called him Nerdo in my notes the entire time. And that's what it'll be dubbed, Nerdo. So Nerdo, living in this house, he grabs some comic books. He runs outside of these bullies.
Dude, they didn't even tell you they were bullies. You just knew right away. And they weren't even mean to him at first. I was like, oh, here's the bullies.
Yeah, so was I. I was like, wow, why are they I was like, why is he being so nice to these bullies? Because he grabs comic books and is like, here you go.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, well, now you're in the club. And he's like, I don't really want to join the club. And they're like, well, you're in it. These are like the worst bullies of all time. Bullies forcing you to be in their club, not excluding you. And they're like, come on, time to check out the clubhouse. He's like, I don't really want to. It's so fucking weird. So these kids want to initiate Nerdo, just like really fucking bad. They've got such a hard on for torturing this kid. But nothing, much like the rest of the movie, nothing ever happens.
This is the most that happens.
This is the most that happens, and nothing happens. Because they're like, time for your initiation. And then they just chase him for 5 minutes. Then they
lock him in a mausoleum.
Yeah, they find the barrel that we were talking about in a sewer grate, like that Pennywise lives in, like the big circle thing.
Yeah.
How it got in there, who fuck knows?
That is amazing.
Because it's on a ledge.
I know.
The kid has to climb it and like scale death-defying heights to get in there. The barrel's made it upstream like a fucking salmon. And so they go find this barrel and the kid's like, we should call the army because on this barrel it says, please call the army if you find this. And the kids are like, well, no, we're not going to call them, you fucking asshole. And then they lock him in a mausoleum. They chase him again to a mausoleum and they lock him inside.
That's exactly what happens. And then they go back to the tank and
they're like, finders keepers.
And immediately
want to keep that.
release. Yeah, dude, that thing sucks.
That thing,
Like, if you're a kid, you have no use.
it'd be
for
like
that.
2,000 pounds too. And they look in it and they see the fucking zombie and freak out. But then they're like, well, maybe we should just smash the keypad. The electronic keypad. And they do. But I don't think that's till a little bit later. Because then we meet. God, you want to talk about fucking jumping around. Now we meet our the grave diggers and their girlfriend.
Yes.
Or one of their girlfriends.
Ed, Joey, and Brenda.
Now, do you know where these guys are from?
The actors?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I didn't look them up, but I knew they looked really familiar.
The first one.
They are from the first one.
They're the guys at that fucking building. It's Freddie and Frankie or whatever their names are.
Yes.
And that's why later on in the movie, he's like, this is really familiar. Dude, they're doing like a fucking breaking the fourth wall callback to a movie.
I thought.
Which pisses me off because it's almost a slap in the face to the first one. Because the first one one of the scenes we loved so much was he's watching Night of the Living Dead on TV.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's based on the shit that happened, the shit that went down. So Night of the Living Dead exists in that movie,
universe,
but it's also a true event that occurred. And I think that's really cool. But in this movie,
The first one doesn't exist.
the first one doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, this is really familiar.
But the fact that like we're supposed to know these barrels contain the toxin means the first one has to exist.
Right.
For the viewer to understand.
But then they just hired these composers.
Didn't those two die in the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He's like the big death in the church. He's the younger kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Frankie.
they brought him back to do the same thing.
Right.
Get sick and die throughout the entire movie.
It pisses me off.
Dude, as soon as as soon as he said the whole, this is really familiar. And then he continues to go on after that. He says, it's really familiar. No, not like everything's familiar. Me and him and them. And I was like, is this, are you trying to tell me something here? So I had to look it up and I was like, Jesus Christ, you gotta be kidding me. And they did look familiar. So I was like, it's infuriating though. Pisses me off.
Yeah.
The first one, whatever. Anyway. Yeah. So they're grave diggers, but not legitimate ones. They're grave robbers. They're not grave diggers. They're grave robbers. And we're going to go rob some graves.
Yeah.
Sounds like a terrible plan.
They go to that mausoleum.
Same mausoleum where the kid's trapped.
Yep.
Who has now defiled the grave to try and escape. And then on top of it, fallen through the casket.
It's disgusting.
And landed next to a corpse. And this kid, unfazed by everything.
Yeah.
He lands next to his corpse and is like, yikes. That was a dead person. Woof. Like, throughout the entire movie, just wandering around places.
And the older grave robber is so pissed that this kid defiled the grave, even though that's exactly what he's there to do.
And they're looking for a skull. And instead of taking the skull that kid just destroyed and he could pin on this kid, he's like, well, let's go open up another casket. Fucking insane. So the grave robbers go in, they see the mess the kid made, and then the kid just stands up and is like, yipes, and then runs out. And he's like, get the fuck out of here, you stupid kid. It's insane. It's insane. He runs home and we meet his sister who is jazzercising. 80s workout gear, the hottest shit of all time. Which is crazy because it covers 90% of your body. Like, the only thing that they show is their fucking arms.
Dude, 80s biker shorts.
This is fucking babes, dude. Like, the fucking leotard over the fucking
I know.
shorts.
I love it.
Are you kidding me? It's like the hottest thing ever. Double coverage. It's amazing. Yeah. But back at the Bullies, this movie jumps around. Again, guys, sorry. They've got like 13 different characters and 8 different scenes going on.
Yeah,
at one
but
time.
like as soon as you introduce them all, like you're going to introduce everyone, and then it's just them going places.
Yes. Yes.
I want to say doing things, but they don't do anything.
No, then nothing happens
places.
soon. Yeah. Nothing happens soon. Almost just after this is when nothing starts for the remainder of the movie. So we go back to the kids who've decided to smash the fucking keypad on the barrel because why not?
Yeah.
And then it releases toxic smoke, just like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Then, just like the first one,
Linnea Quigley dances on a grave.
No, unfortunately not. But we get like, why are they just trying to recreate the first one? So they release the smoke. The kids start coughing. Obviously, they're going to be dead in 2 seconds. Well, not 2 seconds, but you know exactly what's going to happen to them. They run home. And we get this sprawling shot of the smoke slowly creeping over the land and the graves. And then, of course, it starts raining and going in the soil. And it was the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
Why make this?
But like we already said, they don't acknowledge the first one. Like, I'd be fine with this if they were like, hey, there's this epidemic that just happened. Like, I hope it's not happening here. You know, we got to make sure it doesn't, and then it starts happening. This is just...
And that's what you'd think they were going to do, because the military is involved in this movie from the beginning.
Yeah.
but they do nothing.
And like
They're not a part of the story.
Nuking a town, like they should have just picked up from there because that's huge news.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck happened to this town? Dude, why is nobody answering?
And what a
us?
great starting point.
Yes. Like, because there's no way the government would be like, hey, we just blew up this town because we fucked up and everyone's coming back
It's
from
an
the dead.
amazing starting
So
point.
all you have to do is be like, what happened to this town? And then it starts happening in your town. Like,
What a jump off.
yeah.
Instead, they're just redoing the first movie, except way worse.
Way worse.
Like the military involvement is crazy because you see them at the beginning and you're like, oh, okay, so the military is going to be like, hey, it's happening again. But in this town, one of our barrels must have gotten lost. That does not occur ever. The military has no role in this film.
None.
Other than they block the roads when they're trying to get out of town and force them to not escape. So that's all they fucking do there. It's fucking crazy. Oh man, it's fucking insane. So it starts raining again, and you know exactly what's going to happen. Gravediggers, we're back to them in the mausoleum.
Yep.
They're cutting off dead people's heads, putting them in a bag. Instead of taking rings off of dead people's fingers, which seems like a pretty easy task, they're painfully cutting off their fingers to then take the ring off instead of just sliding it off. And the kid, the younger kid, not the older guy, he's freaking out about the whole thing. The guy's like, well, hey, I guess you don't want this bracelet for your girlfriend. He's like, oh, all right. Dude, would you give your wife a dead person's piece of jewelry?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably would do. It's free, right? Free's free, man. Yeah. Well, back to the kid's house. Bobby from Twin Peaks.
Yes, finally something to jerk off to. Making up for the lack of Linnea.
Beautiful Bobby. Loved seeing him.
This is pre-Twin Peaks.
Pre-Twin Peaks. Do you know what else he's been in? He's been in 2 other horror show films and probably 1 future horror show film.
No, what?
Waxwork.
I did know that.
I think you might have said it on that episode, but I hadn't seen it at that time. So I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? The fuck's Billy? And the Willies.
Oh, he is in the Willies.
Yeah, he plays.
So is Doug Benson. He's the zombie that gets his Doug sucks as a zombie. He's the one that gets his arm ripped off. He's like, woo!
Holy shit.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Now, this was made by Lorimar, and I'm wondering if they had a role in like casting a lot of the same people and shit. Lorimar, they did like a lot of TV production and shit. But anyway, he's also in Ghost Dad.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. And I was like, oh man, we got to do that.
Is he Bill Cosby?
What Soul Brother? Or what was that movie called?
Oh, C. Thomas Howell?
Yeah. That's fucking insane. That dude does cons, right?
Soul Man.
Man.
Yeah. He does cons.
That movie should probably be illegal. Like that should turn into what was that fucking cartoon that Disney made and just made it disappear? Song of the South?
That was a cartoon.
That was a real thing?
Half. Yeah.
Oh, it was like animated with real, but it just like disappeared off the face of the planet.
This was Zippity Doo came from.
Yeah. Maybe it's not Song of the South.
No, it's Song of the South.
It is. They got rid of it. Like they don't acknowledge it.
Yeah,
Like they're like, this one song is really cool.
it's Uncle Remus.
That's so fucking bad. Yeah, I think they tried to like black.
I'm sure.
Because wait, is that the one with Brer Rabbit and shit? Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox?
I want to say yes.
I think so. They like kind of like kept some of the elements of it, but overall as a film, they've blackballed it, I believe.
I'm gonna look it up because I'd much rather talk about a song.
Well, don't they have they have a Nazi one too, don't they? That they like had to fucking burn.
A Nazi Disney movie?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm like, I mean,
I feel like that can't be right.
This might be like a Disney's head in a basket thing. Der Fuhrer's Face. Oh, it's an anti-Nazi film.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like people might frown upon that.
That might have been a no-go.
For Song of the South, they've yet to release a complete version of the film on United States on home video, given the film's controversial reputation.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I thought. But they still acknowledge that song
Zippity doo dah.
Yeah.
Well, Splash Mountain is
Song
that whole
itself.
movie.
Right. That's what I was kind of getting at, because that exists. Like, it's an acknowledgement of it. But again, it's just sort of like, they were like, well, just remember Splash Mountain and Zippity Doo Dah.
Yeah.
Don't remember the racist film it's all based on. Please. Which they're doing a good job of. Good cover up.
Sure.
Good fucking cover up. Well, anyway, so that's Song of the South.
Did you see Disney's making a streaming service?
Yeah.
I'm buying it.
It's going to be another failed attempt, dude. They've tried to do this shit all the time.
This looks good. It's going to have their whole back catalog, and they're going to make original
right.
TV shows and movies.
Originals, maybe. I'm in.
They are.
Well, now they own Warner Brothers, or what is it?
And
Fox?
Marvel.
Yeah. Or is it Fox or
And
Warner
Star
Brothers
Wars.
that they bought?
They
own
can
the
make
X-Men
anything.
too. I know.
I'm buying it.
I can't wait to start our Disney podcast. Why don't we have a Disney podcast? That's the one. That's the one that makes sense.
I've been wanting to do Disney original movies.
Yeah, those are trash.
Well, stop it. I'd much rather watch Lucky the Irish. We're supposed to be talking about Night of the Living Dead,
Which is a fucking nightmare.
What movie were we watching? Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead 2. All right, well, let's get into it. So Bobby, this is 2 years before Twin Peaks. He looks like a fucking kid.
Yeah.
Compared to Twin Peaks. And he plays a cable installer, like a 14-year-old cable installer. It's so fucking weird. He's there to fix her cable. It's like having it's like the 1800 child chimney sweeps. It's like they were really good at fitting in the chimney, so they just used them. It's like, hey man, these little kids can climb on the roofs and climb into attics and wire your cable up real good.
His picture at the 43rd Primetime Emmy Awards is so disgusting.
Yeah, he looked like he was a fucking creep with the long hair. The fucking 90s are not a great time for anyone. Yeah, but these little kids, they can run coaxial like the Dickens.
Thinking what?
Run coaxial cable.
Oh, okay.
Like the Dickens.
Yeah.
So that's why they did it. And he was also really into the Nerdo's sister. Well, Nerdo goes, checks on his bully friend,
Yep.
I guess. And he's dying. And Nerdo's immediately like, the barrel did this. And the bully's like, don't tell anyone. You're fucking dead, dude.
I would tell everyone.
Of course you would. You'd be like, hey,
Avenge me.
I was healthy like 3 seconds ago and now I'm dying. Maybe it was that green smoke I breathed a shit ton of. But then, of course, Nerdo's like, well, there's only one option. I'm going to go to that barrel.
Yep.
I'm going to go find that barrel and fuck around. And he does.
That he
Certainly does. And the theme of this movie is just a problem arises, and it's a mild problem. It should be a bigger problem, but no one reacts to it as a problem. Everyone's just kind of like, oh no. And then it's solved almost immediately. So Nerdo's out there by the barrel checking it out, and Tarman's there.
Yeah, but way shittier.
The shittiest Tarman you could ever, honestly, if me and Joe made a Tarman, it might look better.
It looks so much better.
It looks so much better than this. This honestly looks like I don't even know. It's fucking crazy, right? It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. Well, Tarman's there and he's like, brains. And this fucking Nerdo dispatches this zombie so fucking quickly that you don't even get blink. The kid just walks backwards until he's near the edge and then just pushes Tarman in. Tarman is coming to him and he just walks around him and shoves him off the fucking ledge.
Tarman fucking sucks.
That guy's gone. That's the end of that scene. And the kid's like, boy, that was a close one. Not really, dude. You handled that so well. Also,
yeah, and then next, the guys just beat up another one with a crowbar.
everyone in this film just takes care of zombies so easily. Dude, people are getting bit by zombies in this movie and it's not affecting them. Dude, the guy gets his finger bit and is like, you little bitch. Not affected by it. Not doesn't turn into a zombie, doesn't do anything. So I do want to say this. When you really think about zombies, right? The idea of zombies, honestly, if we did have a zombie apocalypse, it would probably be this easy to destroy them. You know what I mean? You think about zombies and people are like, oh, it's slow and they've got the herd mentality. No. You could easily kill all the zombies. So fucking easy.
You just have to stand by a cliff.
Dude, you just need to they're fucking brainless idiots. And just fucking hit them. Like, you could literally just drive a bulldozer down the street and you've probably taken out most.
You're 100% correct.
And like, when I was a kid, I would think that, but then you like want to get lost in the moment. So you'll let yourself fall into it. But in reality, this movie is the way it would happen. Like, oh my God, this room's full of zombies. And they just like punch them in the face and they fall down and die. It's like, oh, that was easy.
You're right.
It would be so easy to get away
brainless
and
idiots.
get to a safer spot. But anyway, so that guy's gone. All right. Also, do you remember that guy that gave us a negative review for not knowing
about the brains? Yeah, that guy's also probably a big fan of this movie.
Probably. And I don't think we even talked about the brains thing.
Fuck that guy.
This guy left us a review and he was really upset. Like really fucking upset. He was like, how do you not know that the brains thing came from this movie? And all I could think about was like, we were reviewing that movie. So I don't know a point where I could be like, I don't know.
If anything, we might have been like, hey, I wonder if this is where it started.
Like how, why? Yeah, I wouldn't even care.
Or when it started.
Or maybe
also,
I
who
said,
gives a shit?
Yeah, who gives a shit? Is it fucking right?
Loser.
Fucking,
I hate you.
Dude, I legitimately hate that guy. Fucking asshole. Yeah, that guy was fucking pissed. All right, so naturally, Nerdo just fought off a zombie, the living dead, a man that looks like tar. He's dispatched. So what does he do? He gets spooked and runs and catches his breath in the graveyard.
Yes.
And then the dead begin to rise to the shittiest electro disco beat I've ever heard.
Correct.
And this is 1988 or 89.
The first one was so punk rock.
So good.
This is only 3 years after.
There's a ZZ Top song randomly in this. It was like they were trying so hard to capture that, but
just not knowing.
ZZ Top, yeah. It was like an old white guy that was like, "Oh, they like that rock music they danced to in that first one." That's one of those guys with the beards. They look like a rowdy bunch. Dude, there's a ZZ Top song I've been meaning to talk to you about. Actually, I need to talk to you about it right now. It's the weirdest song, and I keep wanting to tweet about it, but I never do. Hang on. I'm going to pull it up. It comes on my Spotify shuffle like daily. Fucking pisses me off.
Is it LaGrange?
No.
There are no words being said in that.
No. Do they claim there's words to that?
Oh, there's lyrics. Yeah.
There's no way and especially at their age now, there's no way they're singing words live. Dude, they're doing the Ozzy Osbourne. Although somehow Ozzy, you can understand all of his words when he sings.
Sure.
Dude, you were at that Ozfest with me with that where it's like, fuck. He like gets on the mic and is like, and you're like, oh my God. And then he's like, you're going off the and he sings perfectly.
Well, I was at the Black Sabbath show when he sang Generals Gathered in Their Masses for every verse of War Pigs. And the crowd was like,
Dude, I just like threw up. Oh my God. Dude, I legitimately like, that was fucking weird. That soda like oh my God. Dude. Dude, I was at that one too. Did we go together to that one?
probably.
Dude.
But I remember like the crowd was so pumped because he like opened with War Pigs.
Yeah,
He was
and
like,
you're just
Generals
I mean, I was too, like, because you're like, holy shit, like, let's rock.
He just kept repeating it, and then by like the third time, everyone was like,
It was alarming. It was fucking crazy. And I remember, like, I was so drunk that I remember I was so drunk that you said, I think it was you or our friend Buzz that was like, is he just going to keep saying this? And I was like, wait, what? And then I realized he was looping that one line over and over again.
And then he was looking confused. Like, wait, what?
And I think after that, if this was the one that we went to, I'm pretty sure like after that, we were all like had a moment of depression where we were like, this guy's like,
oh, it's done.
Like he's dead. Like he'll be dead within a year.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was like a really depressing fucking moment. Oh my God, dude. I just fucking, shit. Dude, I can't believe I can't find this stupid fucking song. I forgot how many fucking albums they had. Oh, I know what it is. I got it. Wait, is it called Tough Boy? Rough Boy.
Rough, dude.
Dude, wait. His Rough Boy is painful.
I could not agree more.
I've never. Oh my God.
It's so soft.
Oh my God.
Wait, it's the one with the guitar like it's like and
it's like he's a rough boy. It's the craziest fucking thing I've ever fucking heard. Holy shit.
Yeah, that song sucks.
Oh my God, Rough Boy. Oh, fuck, that's some funny shit, dude. I'm fucking like dead right now from that. I literally like choked on my own vomit. What was the line he was repeating? Was it the generals?
Generals gathered in the map. This is literally the first line. But he was doing it in like the key of all the lines.
All the other one. Like he was
Generals gathered in the message.
That's so crazy. That's so fucking crazy. That was like a little bit pre-internet because I feel like that would have like
it had to be like 2005, 2006.
Yeah, it would have went viral. Like
it was definitely like right when YouTube was starting. So it wasn't like
generals gathered in the masses. Damn it. Oh man. All right. So where the fuck are we, dude? Well, we are. He's a rough boy, dude. Rough boy.
I hate that song.
The words "rough" and "boy" just don't belong together. Ever.
Especially with those disgusting bearded men singing.
And they're singing in the highest octave they've ever performed in. Oh my God. Holy shit. So, okay. So shitty electronic music plays. Zombies are coming up, and we are getting like a Three Stooges version of these fucking assholes. These zombies are like bumping into each other and being like, oh, excuse me. Like as a joke, there's one zombie coming out of the grave. This gag pissed me off more than anything. Zombies crawling out of the grave, like the typical zombie crawl, like hands out first. And then the zombie's feet that walk in front of it, like a typical zombie scene. But he's like, oh, and he's like yanking his hands away, like as if he's like, oh, wait, don't step on my hand. And he does it like 3 times. And I was like, that is the shittiest, most unfunny gag I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. I honestly, this is almost a kid's movie, dude.
Yeah.
I want to ask,
I think your son would be bored by this.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. He'd probably fucking hate it. But he kept trying to watch it tonight, too. I was like, you can't. So I had to finish like the last 20 minutes at home. He was like, I want to see it. I was like, you can't fucking see this. Although nothing happened, so I might as well have showed him.
Yeah. Just put him to sleep.
I want to go to bed. So the zombies surround the girlfriend who is driving the car, who we haven't seen this entire time, but now she's back. They surround her. Inside, the gravediggers get their own zombie, and they're just like, yikes! And they run away. Then they get the girl. Again, they're just avoiding trouble. Like, nothing bad happens ever to these people. It's just zombies and them being like, we got to get out of here. I told Joe today, I got a headache watching this because all everyone does is just screaming, we got to go. We got to go. We got to get out of here. And then they go somewhere else and do the same thing.
The same thing. When they get to the hospital,
oh my God,
a little bit, I feel like they drive somewhere.
They do.
But they're still, they're like back at the hospital. Yeah. It's just like they're going in a circle.
I had to rewind it to find out what they did. And my best guess is they went and grabbed guns and came back to the hospital, but they just like skipped the part where they come back to the hospital. So it's literally like they drive
and then they're back.
Then they're back.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're in a different building or anything. It's fucking insane. So these bumbling zombies are just walking around. They've got giant ass wigs. All of them have giant wigs. None of them look natural. Dude, they are rotting corpses. You do not have hair. What the fuck are you doing? There's one that looks just like Rod Stewart and is just everywhere.
Did you
He's
see
in
the
every
Michael
single
Jackson
fucking.
one?
Of course, I saw the Michael Jackson one. Are you fucking kidding me? I wish he sued this fucking movie. Sued the fucking pants off of him. So Nerdo goes home and is like, "There's zombies." His sister's like, "Go to your fucking room. You're an idiot." Fine, makes sense. But then Nerdo goes to great lengths to get out of this room by starting a fucking fire in his house. Fucking 3-alarm fire in his room. All to get out of his room.
His own house. His room. It's not like he's in like a hotel or
Starts a fucking fire. So
no window he can climb out of.
he gets out of his room, and the whole thing is he wants to call the army, which honestly, if my little sister came home and was like, "I'm going to call the army," I'd be like, "Fine, go for it. You have the army's number? Sure. Call the fucking army. I don't give a fuck." Like, it's on you. I'm not going to be
I was
arrested.
like, why would you even care if someone was like, call? For what?
Yeah. So the gravediggers and these people, the family, their paths almost cross here because the gravediggers steal his fucking cable van, but they crash it, causing the power to go out and the kid not to be able to call the army. Literally, as the army's like, "What's the problem?" And he's about to tell them, they crash and turn out the power. Now, would you like to take a guess as to why they crash? Do you remember why they crash?
No.
They crash because the guy driving is the younger guy. So his girlfriend's next to him and the old guy's next to him. And he's like, "Where do we go?" And the old guy goes left and the girl goes right. So he goes forward and crashes. Because he got
Why do I remember that?
He got bamboozled.
Bamboozled by directions.
One said left and one said right, and he's like, "Oh!"
I'm honestly offended that you think I was paying attention to these fucking idiot, boring assholes talking.
I couldn't even fucking handle it. Like, the shit that happened, like, there's a, like, crashes a fucking, like, dude, they're running for their lives. And he's like, "Well, one said left, one said right. I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to go straight into this fucking telephone pole."
It knocks out all the power.
Well, Billy, I'm going to keep calling him Billy, but that's his name in Twin Peaks. I don't know if he has a name in this. Probably Jesse.
There's Bobby in Twin Peaks.
Oh.
Bobby Briggs.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's named Billy in my notes. Unless there's a Billy.
Wait, isn't his name Billy?
Oh, dude, the last
No, the
movie
little
was
kid's Billy.
No, it was Jesse.
Fuck.
It doesn't matter.
There's a dude here named Billy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good news. So, oh, then it is. It's Bobby's name. Bobby's name is Billy in it. No, that can't be.
No, no, Bobby is Tom.
Bobby's Tommy?
Yes, it's Tom. Who the fuck is Billy?
Who's on first?
Wait, is Billy the bully?
No, dude. No one's name is Billy.
Yeah, no, there's a Billy in this movie.
Are you on IMDb?
Yes.
Does it say Billy?
Yes.
Show me his fucking picture then.
I don't know. It's played by Thor Van Lingen. There's no way you're going to find a picture.
Thor Van Lingen. I saw that name. I think that's one of the gravediggers.
It's not. No, it's the bully. It's got to be.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter, all right? Because I'm not calling the right guy Billy.
Yeah, it's this disgusting piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
It's the bully.
That guy's disgusting. Well, Nerdo tries to escape his house. Stop showing me that guy's disgusting picture. So he got better looking with age.
No. The form.
So Nerdo tries to escape. Bobby Briggs from Twin Peaks returns with his group of fucking asshole criminals, and now they're all together. Right. They're all together in the house. They're screaming, "We got to get out of here." Everyone is screaming over each other. It's a fucking nightmare. And no one, the family members, the sister and Bobby, don't believe anyone about the zombies. Thankfully, they have a reanimated severed head in their bag, which talks perfect English with a southern drawl. The zombie head proceeds to bite the gravedigger's finger, and the gravedigger's like, "Youch, you little bastard!"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Then they stab the zombie head with a screwdriver, and the zombie goes, "Get that damn screwdriver out of my head." I've never seen anything like this, man. I've never fucking seen anything fucking like this in my life. We got to get through this, though. Rod Stewart zombie shows up again. Young Turks, more like young jerks.
Nailed it.
People are screaming, "We got to get out of here." Zombies are breaking into the house. They are not killing anyone. There's no imminent danger. Never once in this movie do you feel like, oh, they narrowly escaped that one. They all escape very, very easily. They're just like, hey, look at this door that leads out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, they turn on Jazzercise by accident, and all the zombies just watch Jazzercise.
Like, sit down and watch it. Like, they're
this is cool.
Watching the movie of the week with their family.
So they're running away. At the bully's house, the bully's full on shaking, going into seizures. The mom can't find the dad. He's being eaten out in the streets by the worm-faced woman. Then she goes back inside and the kid eats her. And that's about it for that, man.
Yeah.
The bully will show up at the end as if we give a fuck. As if we give two fucking shits about this bully. Because this is it. We saw him open the gas. Now he's a fucking zombie. He bites her. And then we won't see him until the end. It doesn't mean shit. And it honestly pissed me off once he got back into it. But
And
anyway.
at the end, he's subdued so easily.
And he bites his mom. No gore.
No.
Just a fucking nibble.
Yeah.
There's no gore in this fucking movie.
And again, the zombies look terrible.
They look...
It's just dull.
I can't even explain
It's so
it.
fucking, like...
Their eyes are also like
mundane.
gigantic. Their eyes are like out of their head.
They are.
It's fucking weird. So
The decapitated head that we just talked about is so stupid looking. Big fucking teeth.
dude, it looks like the under wraps mummy.
The underbreast one looks so much better.
Actually, you're right. You're right. So they decide they're going to go to this doctor's house, who's a neighbor, and steal his car.
And then just call him a quack 100 times.
And he just cracks wise the entire movie. Dude, that's all he does. Like, they're like, something bad's happening. Dude, there are people in the streets dying. All you'd have to do is look out your window to know something bad is happening. And he's like, what is that you say? You want to borrow my car? Like, why do you want to do that? We'll have the long faces, kids. Like, it's fucking insane. He's just cracking wise the entire time. But he agrees to go with them for whatever reason. They all get in the car. There's a zombie on top. Do I even need to talk about that? The hand gets cut off. It like diddles their buttholes and they fucking throw it out the window and it gives them the finger.
Yep.
Fucking useless scene.
Completely.
And then this is the scene though where it's like, oh man, I think there's something wrong with those guys, talking about the gravediggers who look like death. And then that's when the guy's like, oh, I feel like we've been here before. It's all so familiar. Fucking cheese, man. That's fucking straight up cheese. That's fucking bullshit. So yeah, they played Freddie and Frankie in the original movies. That's their names. Well, that's cool. More running around, just trying to get help. That's the entire movie.
That's the rest of it.
Also, how many times does one of them go on the streets and be like, oh, I see people, help, help, and it's fucking zombies? Dude, it happens like 3 times in the fucking movie. And they're always surprised. They're like, what? Zombies?
And they're all the same looking every time.
It is the
Clearly
same
a dead
zombies.
person.
It is the same zombies, dude. They did not change their makeup. That Rod Stewart zombie is in every fucking scene. He's traveling around town.
Since we're talking about them, some guy, some fucking asshole, Brian Peck, he's credited as Puss-Face Zombie, Thriller Zombie, Jaw Zombie, Eye Pop Zombie, and Zombie on Car Zombie.
Zombie on car zombie. Zombie on car zombie. What the fuck? Are you serious? Well, oh man. Yeah, so the girl sees zombies in the street.
I can't believe somebody was credited as being Tarman.
That's bullshit. And you know that fucker goes to cons. as Tarman
As
from
Tarman
Return of the Living Dead
from
2.
this one?
Yeah, and tricks people.
I honestly bet you he does not. There's no way this fucking idiot leaves his mother's basement.
Holy shit. Probably at Texas Frightmare.
He runs it.
That's why he's always so bent out of shape. Oh man, fuck yeah, dude. So the girl sees these zombies in the street, yells for help, and she's like, "Oh my god, they're zombies!" So they get in the car, and yeah, they fucking escape. It's fine, just like every other fucking scene in this. They're like, "What do we do?" And they're like, "Oh, start the car and leave."
Yeah.
And then they get away fine. Like there's no harm.
Is this where the military guys are?
No, this is when they go to the hospital. They bring the doctor to the hospital. They're all in there. And they're like, "Hey, let's go get some guns." So they drive and get guns, but then they're just back at the hospital. And they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And that kid, the fucking kid, Nerdo, he just wanders around by himself. Could you imagine being in the zombie apocalypse as a kid? You'd be like, "Never leave me. Never leave me, sister.
Yes.
I love you." This kid, dude, they're in the hospital. They're getting off the elevator. Bobby and the sister walk away. And the kid's like, and just wanders away in the opposite direction.
Yes.
Where, of course, he almost gets got by a zombie who they split in half with a shotgun shell.
Yep.
Which I'm not sure they know that cannot happen. And we get a 5-minute scene of this zombie like watching his body, the bottom walking around and the top half being like, what?
Like bouncing.
Where are my legs?
The legs like bouncing in the walls. Get the fuck out.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? And then ultimately the zombie's like, "Hey, wait a minute. I'm hungry. I'm still hungry." And then finally goes after the kid. But instead of eating him, tries
Strangling him.
And by the way, this zombie has no legs to stand. So he was standing on his arms, and then he's just like, fuck it. And then he just starts strangling the kid for a minute.
Why would a zombie strangle a kid?
Makes no fucking-
Strangle anyone.
And then the kid literally turns this knob on a pipe, which I hope does not exist, because what a hazard. What a fucking hazard. The kid turns the knob on this fucking pipe, and it just shoots out steam that is so hot, it melts the zombie. And they get away.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Unscathed. Like that kid might have like a fucking bruise on his neck.
Also, the other two were standing there while he was being strangled.
Two adults were sitting there
Just pull the guy's arms off.
strangling a kid. Can you imagine? Like again, like that's probably what a fucking zombie would do.
Just wrap his arms around
Look,
you.
they don't know. They don't have any brains. They're just like, "Ugh," and you just be like, "All right, fucking Jesus Christ, get the fuck off of me, fucking idiot." Well, the gravediggers are still dying and still trying to recreate the magic of the first movie.
Still slowly dying. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But
one turns and the other one doesn't.
And the first movie does it so dramatically, dude. I think we talked about it in that episode. Like, my heart broke when that kid was screaming. This same guy is screaming. Like, my heart broke for him because it was a kid. Because he was like, "Help me." Like, he was a fucking kid. He was a high schooler. Same fucking movie. Same character. And yet you want to fucking kill him. You're like, I don't give a shit. Why do I care if this grave robber dies?
Right.
Oh, wait, I don't.
You don't.
At all. It doesn't matter. But it's even better because the girl's like, "Hey, you're a terrible doctor. I'm going to take my business elsewhere." That's her plan. She's going to take him to another hospital.
I know. In the zombie apocalypse.
And then the ZZ Top starts playing. That's when they meet the military checkpoint where
3 armed men.
3, Joe. There's like 16 guys and a tank.
Yeah, but there's 3 main ones because he eats one of them and the other 2 just leave.
Oh, that's a different checkpoint.
But it comes up soon right after that?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So this first checkpoint, there is like 8 guys with guns shooting at 2 people in an ambulance and missing completely. Never once breaking the windshield. They're shooting the bumper. Most inept fucking military I've ever seen in my life. God bless our troops, but these were not troops.
It's a movie, so you don't,
Well, I guess
you
that's
don't
true.
justify criticizing these troops.
one scene that was like almost kind of interesting was Bobby, the sister, and the kid are like, hey, those assholes stole our car, so we're going to chase them. And they drive past a pet shop where all the zombies are eating all the fucking pets.
Yes.
Okay. Kind of a cool idea.
Too little, too late.
Too little, too late. Too little, too late. And on top of it all, just like the last movie where some guy lost his mind about like the fucking blow up dolls when people were being killed. Bobby Brigg is watching a zombie apocalypse and he's like, you pieces of shit, and loses his mind that they're eating dogs and cats. I'd be like, thank God they're not eating me. Thank God they're so distracted by these stupid pets that they're not eating me. And Bobby Briggs is like, you motherfuckers, and runs one over. He could have run over all of them. He runs one over and is like, one of the bad ones down. All right, Bobby. Good job, motherfucker. You fucking mutt. Holy shit, dude. It's so fucking crazy. They go to a military checkpoint, and that's where three of them are. And they just get fucking eaten.
No, one gets eaten, the other two leave. They're all armed. There's one, and they just leave the girl.
It's so fucking crazy. Oh, man. Most inept zombies.
But then the girl's still in the car. Because the other one's eating the military guys. So she's like, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
But then that guy turns to a zombie.
Yes.
So she just leaves.
Right. So she just walks out of the fucking car.
Easily. But then immediately walks into another zombie.
What? Like,
And like sticks her hand in his mouth. Like,
dude, he goes to bite her hand and she just rips his jaw off. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's how easy it would be. Because they're rotting corpses. Like, if a zombie tried to bite you, there's no way it's got fucking muscles to bite you. Just rip off its fucking jaw. But this movie's not going for realism. Yeah. It's just doing stupid shit.
That is not.
Like she's looking forward and walks into the zombie's chest. Like, whoa, how did this zombie
Popped out of nowhere.
They move so quick.
So she defeats that zombie.
Yes.
But then the guy in the car wants to eat her spicy brain. So, she lets him.
Dude. And it's in the church. It's just like the first one. And the girl's like, don't die. And he's like, I forget what he says. It's not like we can.
She says, I'm not into dead guys.
She's like, I'm not into dead guys. And he's like, but it's still me. And she's like, be gentle.
Well,
and then he just,
when you put it that way, just eat me.
and then he just bites her head. And no gore. That's just it. We just hear it.
She has no reason to give in.
Why would she?
She's already killed the zombie with a bare hand.
It is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Yeah. She lets him eat her brains, and that's it, man.
Back at the hospital.
Yeah, well, Bobby and them are about to escape, but they're thwarted by like a 2-foot roll of barbed wire in the street, and they're like, "Hey, how did this get here?" And they just turn around.
It was so much funnier than I remember.
Oh, dude, it's not good when you're watching it. So the kid gets on the what do they call it? The microphone in the fucking ambulance. The
PA system?
PA. It's not PA though, because it's like the radios. The dispatch radios.
Sure.
So he gets on the radio as if they're talking to anyone. And the zombie answers. Because they're like, hey, is anyone out there to help? And the zombie's like, hey, come back to the hospital. Like the zombies are fucking like tricksters.
Well, the first one he says, send more paramedics.
Yes.
Which was cool.
But it was like, this guy's like, excuse me, sir. The hospital sounds like a great place to stay.
Yeah, because the first one, he does sound like a zombie.
Yeah.
Anyone that sent more paramedics
is a fucking asshole.
should deserve to lose their job.
But at least you could be like, oh, maybe one of our medics is hurt.
Fine.
Right.
But I feel like you'd know.
Yeah, you would know. Of course you know.
But yeah, this
guy sounds like
very proper.
Yeah. And then the fucking old guy's like, hey, the doctor's like, hey, ask him who the president is. They ask him who the president is. And it cuts to the zombie. And he's like thinking. He's like picking his brain. And he's like, Harry Truman. And the guy's like, zombie. We nailed it. Zombie. This guy's a fucking zombie. Why is this happening? And Bobby gets this idea. He goes, they want brains. We'll give them brains.
Yep.
This is Bobby's big fucking plan. So they go to a meat packing plant, which, by the way, I doubt keeps stock of brains.
No way.
I mean, I think head cheese is made of brain.
It's made of everything.
Yeah, but like they're not fucking stocking a lot of fucking brain.
I'd have to assume no.
But they found a shit ton of them, like 6 dozen, and they throw them in the van. Zombies overrun the checkpoints. They kill the checkpoints. Not that that matters. Oh, but it does matter because as they're loading up the fucking van with fucking brains to feed the zombies, the kid's standing in the street again being like, hey, it's people, help, help. And a fucking car of zombies drives by. Just fucking drives fucking by. And that's it. Well, those brains in the truck, if you want to know what those are for, it's to lure the zombies. Mm-hmm. So, like a Pied Piper, they're driving this truck and just dropping brains on the ground, and the zombies are all following them. It's the worst plan of all time. It would take forever. It would take hours. And everyone's moving pretty quick, though.
Yeah. They go to a power plant.
They go to a power plant, but then they lock the zombies out. So I feel like this could have been done before luring them in, because you easily get away from them. But whatever. They lure them there. They lock them out. They're in the control house. They're trying to like wire up a trap to electrocute them all. But they break through. Then they decide they're going to lock themselves in the box truck to be safe. Instead of just walking into the control house, they lock themselves in a box truck. Worst possible situation you could probably ever be in. They send Nerdo out of this tiny ass little window in it, and they're like, start the car. And drive it. Drive the car. So they teach Nerdo to drive the car by talking. They teach him how to drive clutch by talking to him. I don't know how to drive clutch.
Me and Paul learned, stick. Me and Paul learned because our boss was like, take this dump truck and fill it up with mulch. And we were like, we don't know how to drive stick. And he's like, just take it around the parking lot a couple times to figure it out. And we did, and we got it onto the main road, and we couldn't get it out of like first gear. So we were going like 2 miles an hour on Route 10, and people were just laying on their horn. And then we got to the place, we filled it with mulch, and then when we drove back, we stalled out like 100 times, and mulch was just spilling all out the back.
It's so crazy how you guys kept that job for so long. Like from minute 1.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, the kid starts driving around the truck, crashes it into a building. But that doesn't allow Bobby or the girl to get out. They just stay in there.
Yeah.
While this Nerdo, tries to fix things. He triggers the electricity. Zap. Electricity is everywhere, but somehow just not electrocuting the living people. It's literally all around them. And the bully's
back.
And that's when I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is the climax? Like, I'm supposed to give 2 fucking shits about this bully?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Are you kidding me about how the bully is thwarted?
Multiple times, the easiest ways.
The main way? He told his flies down. He's a fucking zombie.
So the first thing he does is stab him in the head.
Yeah.
With a screwdriver.
Yep.
He comes back. The bully's still alive. The old guy, the doctor, smashes a bottle on a child's head, which is always funny. It's always funny. And then Nerdo kicks him into electricity after telling him his flies down.
Which electrocutes him.
And the electricity.
He's a zombie. Yeah. Why would that kill him?
I don't know, Joe. And then all the zombies outside are still being electrocuted. And then a Michael Jackson zombie walks into frame, gyrating.
He doesn't do anything cool. He's just wearing the jacket.
He's wearing the jacket. And I was like, oh, he'll do the dance as he's being electrocuted. But he doesn't. He doesn't. And everyone's dead.
Yeah.
And they walk away telling shitty jokes as the military comes in.
With flamethrowers.
Yeah, with flamethrowers. And then the fucking zombie head that was like, don't stab me in the head, is still alive and is talking about how she has gas. And to keep the flame away from her.
What a movie. Can't wait for part 3.
I've heard part 3 is good.
You haven't. Don't start.
Oh,
The old ghoulie treatment with me.
What would you rather do? Watch this movie again or listen to the entire discography of that power metal band? Lost Horizon? Lost Horizon?
They only have 2 albums.
That's it?
That's it.
Wait, those are the ones with the Bard song?
That's Blind Guardian.
Oh, Blind Guardian. Well, I don't know which is worse, to be honest with you. What would you rather listen to the entire Blind Guardian discography or watch this movie again? Actually, I changed my mind. Would you rather listen to the Bard song for an hour and a half or watch this movie again?
This movie. No doubt. Dude, an hour and a half of the Bard song.
Joe and I were on a deep Bard song wormhole recently. It was fucking weird.
Because I fucking hate power metal. And so, of course, I just can't stop listening to it now.
Yeah, and we were talking about power metal. I mean, we should probably do a bonus episode just on power metal because...
Please don't.
Me and Joe talked like... Instead of doing work one day, we literally talked about power metal
Literally
all fucking day. And we were arguing and agreeing at the same time. We were having a heated argument, but the same point was that we both don't like
classic Adam Trevor conversation.
Somehow they were coming to blows about. Like we knew what was happening. They did not know. Like they legitimately thought there was an argument there.
Put a hole in the wall.
What was it? Big Ben sucks.
Ben sucks. He's like, oh, fuck Big Ben.
Fuck Big Ben. Big Ben sucks. Was the 2 arguments. Arguing, getting in each other's face like they were about to brawl.
They put a hole in the wall. we had to buy the plaster and stuff the next day because it was somebody else's house.
Fucking nightmare.
Big Ben. Fuck Big Ben.
Dude, honestly, you can't even write that shit. If you saw that in a movie, you'd be like, that is ridiculous.
Two fucking slugs. 2
people living on their own in society and fighting about the same thing. You imagine? All right, we'll send you off with a little fucking...
Honestly, I would rather listen to the Bard song. I would.
This song
sucks.
Questionable. Rough boy. It is the weirdest, most sensual song I've ever heard.
Wait, can we play this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all, but, you know. You think anyone gives a shit about Rough Boy? Dude, ZZ Top would 100% be the band that sues us. This shit sucks.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
I just want to get to the chorus. Oh. God. These guys talk forever. You most certainly are not rough if you're singing a song called Rough Boy. Don't you wish you could see the wedding where somebody walked out, like, did their first dance to Rough Boy?
No, I don't want to see
I do, 100%.
Well, I'm gonna want.
Have I ever told this story? Are you putting on Bard's song?
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
For Joe.
Adios.
All right. So we should probably pick out our next episodes. Our next movies.
Mangler 2 and 3.
No, I'm done with that shit. Here we go, yo.
Here we go again.
What?
Girls, what's my weakness? Men.
All right, I'm pulling the fucking pin on this one because I've just been waiting to watch this for so long. I've been waiting for a really long time for this. Terror Vision.
Okay.
I want to see it. Have we done Terror Vision?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Terror Vision, brought to you by Armando Moran, our homie. I love Armando. And then I'll give you a choice here, buddy. I'll give you a bunch of choices, buddy. Well, you want to do a Disney movie? Something Wicked This Way Comes? Or Rubber?
Sean, I would rather... There's so many things I'd rather shove up my asshole than ever watch Rubber again. Have you seen Rubber? No. Do me a favor and just watch it.
I mean, I do want to watch. Silent Rage we should probably save for Christmas, eh?
Rubber fucking sucks.
Thanksgiving. Vampire in Brooklyn.
With
Razorback.
I love Razorback.
You seen it?
Yeah.
Basket Case 2.
Okay.
You want to do Basket Case 2?
Okay.
All right.
What was the first one?
I don't know.
Something Wicked This Way Comes?
Yeah.
Let's do Basket Case 2.
Yeah, of course. We don't do things the right way. I'm a rough boy. Rough boys listen to Basket Case.
Okay.
Always listen to Basket Case. Rough boys. All right, and that's brought to you by Jordan Upton. So we got Basket Case 2 and whatever I said the first one was. TerrorVision coming up next couple weeks. Those will be fun. So that's it. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. If you do, you can leave me a message or an email or whatever. Sean@IHateHorror.com. I'll send you some free stickers. Find us on Facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com. I'm on Snapchat and Instagram at IHateHorror. And occasionally I go on diatribes, violent diatribes on Twitter. Target people and talk some shit. So you can catch me there at I Hate Horror Show.
I'm at Jovi421, Boognish 1985, and Horror Show Joe.
And that's it, guys. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for the support. Yeah, we got some shit coming up. So for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
Dissect. Movies all fucking day.
Wanna play?
I'm gonna watch what I'm not supposed to watch.
Dismember.
A fucking zombie getting sliced and diced. A monster.
Mutilate. And butcher. That's it, guys.